Before we jump right into things, I kind of want to give a rundown what Rediscover and Recreate is. Rediscover is where I'm going to go into my collection and rediscover palettes and beauty products to recreate looks from makeup artists, makeup enthusiasts, or anyone that inspires me. And today I've chosen Robert Walsh, who is a YouTuber here on YouTube. He's a makeup artist in real life as well as online, and he offers tips and tricks and basically tutorials to help you become a better makeup artist, whether for yourself or for others. And this is the look that he created. Well, this is the look I recreated of his look, which I will put somewhere on the screen, either here or over here. Let's get into it and you can find out what beauty products I ended up rediscovering while recreating this look. So let's get into it. In fact, I was actually going to watch a Christmas movie while I filmed this, and then I remembered I actually needed to talk. Create this look mainly using this palette. This is the Sailor Moon Colourpop palette. My rediscovers, I have the Kvd Shape Primer. I am almost out of this primer. You can kind of see. I definitely like it for using it with shades like this one that I'm about to use, because it really does help those like pastels stick onto my skin. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna place it first because he like starts it off and it's creased. Yep, that's why I placed it, because I knew. I was like, that's where I was gonna go. This is definitely more pink than peach, but whatever. But you can see that like that shake primer, like that would not have really, well, that may have shown up on my skin, but still. Twilight Flash at the Twilight Flash right here and see if that will help my peachiness a little bit. Okay, I think that, okay, that takes care of the first part. The second part, he goes in with the Danessa Myricks Lightwork 3 palette. He goes into the shade Solar Rain, which is the shade of my fingers. I've really rarely ever used these with my with a brush. Oh wow, okay, that was really pretty. Yeah, this is what I like doing recreates, because it just gets you out of your comfort zone. I don't know, I just would have never thought to put these two together, and yet here we are, and it's like one of the most gorgeous things. So he goes in with like a brown. Unfortunately, there's really no red browns in here. I pulled out the Colourpop Raw Beauty Christie, and I'm gonna go in the shade Homegrown. Well, not so much, but the Raw Beauty Christie, they're just very deep in tone, and so they are very nice and complementary to the skin. You just get really nice pigment from those. Definitely a palette that like I feel like people should have definitely got a little bit more than the Hocus Pocus, if I'm being honest. And taking that same brush that we had that pinky corally shade on, and we're just going to take that and start to blend it in and brought it in the inside. And I'm just going to dab this on first before I blend it. Okay. So the next thing he does is he goes in with Spring Equinox right in the middle of the lid using a brush with Spring Equinox. That's that nice green highlight. Just placing that right in the middle of that. And it looks. He takes the shade Spring Equinox. I'm just going to take a little bit on my brush, and then he brings it up to underneath his brow bone. Just a bit, not too much. It's such a nice, like, I don't know, like it depends on like what you're putting it over top of, but like if you're just putting it on bare skin, it's so nice and pretty and like gentle. Okay, so we're gonna do under the eye concealer. A Pretty Fresh concealer. He used like the NARS matte one. Unfortunately, NARS is not cruelty free, but if it was, I totally would also use some NARS one. I love it. I love NARS's like formula. It just sucks that they're not cruelty free anymore. So it's a Pretty Fresh concealer. It is very hydrating because it has hyaluronic acid in it, and so especially with me getting older, I don't feel like it dries out my eyes, which I don't want. I would like to learn how to apply my under eye shadow a little bit better for my eye shape. I just feel like I don't have that skill down, which is why I tend to avoid anything underneath my eye. Just because I don't know where to place it. If I place it too close to my lash line, I start to cry, like water. But I feel like if I place it too down, it looks weird. Over top of the pink shade. So I'm just going to do that as well. Lash, he goes back in with Spring Equinox and he puts that in the inner corner. And then he places it first and then he goes back in and blends it with a separate, like a tiny brush. Okay, this video is all over the place because unfortunately I found out that my camera card was full, and for whatever reason my monitor didn't tell me that, but the camera was not recording basically. So I don't think too much was honestly missed. I just blended the inner corner and just finished off the rest of my face. I was gonna do that off camera anyways, so because this video basically focuses on the eye recreation and not so much the base. So I apologize for that. That's very frustrating, but we'll just move on. All right, so gonna redo this part again, but basically I'm gonna talk about the 3 products, or 4 products technically, that I kind of rediscovered by recreating this look. So the first one is the Kvd Shape Primer. This is a product that I did not regularly reach for. I think when it first came out, I was really like, oh, this not gimmicky, but I just wanted to see like, how does this like clear liquid become a primer? But honestly, it always proves its worth as far as like letting that pigment be on there without any like need of a lighter base. It's just that depending on the type of look you want to go for, it is one of those very tacky type of primers, so it might be a little tricky to blend some really powdery pigments onto it. The second thing I rediscovered was the Sailor Moon palette, and this is more of a collector's item for me versus like actually a palette that like I can wear every day, or that I want to wear every day. But the color palette is very like springtime pastels, and I think paired with like the Kvd Shape Primer, it's perfect because pastels on my skin tone tend to need that extra oomph to kind of be seen. And I only used 1 shade out of here, which was Tuxedo Rose, which performed nicely in my opinion. So I have no qualms about that. The third item that I rediscovered was the Colourpop Raw Beauty Christie at Foresight palette. This is a palette that I love. I think it just performs really well on my skin tone. The tones are really nice. They're kind of really up my alley as far as my aesthetic goes. And I think I mentioned this palette in my fall favorites. And yeah, so the last one is really not a rediscovery. It's just more of like, that's what he used in the video, so I used it too. And that's the Danessa Myricks palette. I think I've been playing with this on and off for like the past month, ever since I got it. So there's nothing bad I could say about this palette. I will say there is a learning curve that comes with it. If you don't know how to work with some of these textures or how to kind of make sure that you get like complementary colors to like all the different like shifts that this can have in here. But other than that, I think it performs amazingly. The quality is amazing. The innovation's amazing. I think overall the look was very creative, and I'm glad that I kind of stepped out of my comfort zone and did it. And yeah. So that will be it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you are interested in this series where I rediscover and recreate, just make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Wait, where is that? It's down below, right? Just hit that subscribe button. But also make sure you like and comment. Let me know, would you wear this look? Would you not wear this look? Also, you can catch me on Instagram. I am actively on Instagram, in my stories, on my posts, on my reels. I am there. You can catch me every week, Sundays at 5 p.m. on NEWNESS, which is a platform for live streaming for beauty content creators. So I hope to check you out over there if you are interested in joining me. And other than that, I will check you in the next video. Bye!